Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Lauren. If you're catching this on play, I get on YouTube every single Wednesday night to give out live readings. So if you want to catch me next time, best place to figure out if I'm going to be on or not is Facebook. So I have an event that's up. It's a reoccurring thing. You can join it. And if for some reason I can't make it, I will delete the event or cancel the event, and you'll be notified through Facebook. So Facebook's the best way to find out about these nightly readings. Other than that, follow me on Facebook, follow me on my Instagram, and other than that, I just have a website where you can get to know more about me, as well as this YouTube channel. So, hey everyone, welcome. Can you guys tell me if my audio is good? Um, you're at work right now. Oh my goodness. I'm going to get into why the heck I have been gone for so long. Give me a half a second. I just want to share this on my YouTube channel, or sorry, my Facebook. So bear with me for half a second, you guys. And hopefully my dog is going to be super annoying. I am upstairs. I am without a computer. There's a lot of things going on. Okay. Watch, copy, sweet sauce. Bam. Share now. Awesome. Okay, thank you for waiting, you guys. I usually put it up too late. Hey everyone, audio's good. Yay! Thank you. Okay. So for those of you like Kemi, who have followed me for a while, I am so sorry that I haven't been on. I was I think the last time I did a live reading, I was like, I'm gonna be on every single Wednesday night, and then I never got on. And so several things happened. The first, let's see, the first week, right after that, I totally forgot that I was moving offices. And one of the parts of me moving offices for my company was that I was going to move my desk out of the room that I normally do readings in. So in that room, there's no longer a desk. And so I no longer had a computer to do readings with. And then after that, it was Halloween, and I had a ton of Halloween events. Halloween is my busiest time of the year. I did 4 events. I did like a huge festival in Colorado where people came to get readings from me, and then I did a children's party, and then I did 2 teen parties, and so it was just like a crazy 2 weeks right in there. And then after that, I got pregnant. So yay, I'm pregnant. Had a very I shouldn't say rough first trimester, but I was kind of strange in that in the mornings I was the best, and in the evenings I was the worst. So the evening time for these readings were just like, it was way too hard for me to do. So Kemi's like, yes, girl, you've been MIA. So pregnancy crap has been a little rough, but almost out of my first trimester. I've got a series that I'm recording on that. You might have seen the intro video on my channel already. That might just be for women who are interested in learning about how to connect to their intuition more while they are pregnant. And then after all the pregnancy stuff, and I was feeling better, feeling ready to come back on, I had so many technical problems because I was trying to use my husband's computer. It didn't work. So if you joined us last week, you saw I had awful audio problems. And so this is the temporary setup until I get my new sort of home office set up. So I'm just kind of in my living room. And that's the super long story. So I apologize, but I should hopefully be back every Wednesday night. I do want to make it a thing. Just that sickness, Halloween, and then just like lack of computer just sort of made everything blah. So I'm back. Alrighty. I'm trying to think of what else I wanted to say before we got started. I think that's it. Shared the video. Yeah. Okay. So tonight, If you're new here, what I do is I sort of do psychic tarot readings. I have some tarot cards with me, and I pull cards for people. How it works is we play a little guessing game, and the guessing game, I need to look up at the camera. The guessing game is basically I say some sort of category like fruit, guess the fruit I'm thinking of, and pretend I'm thinking of an apple. Then whoever guesses that fruit correctly will get the reading. And so I kind of set the intention this way so that whoever whoever needs the reading the most will get the reading. And it encourages you guys to practice your intuitive skills, which I'm all about. Um, that way it's just fair for everybody, and there's no line, because I found that when I do lines it just takes me forever to get through them, and then you're sitting there waiting forever to get your reading. But if you absolutely do want a reading and you don't want to wait and you don't want to try to do the guessing game, send me a donation through my Venmo. And so I've got the Venmo link in the description of this video, and if you do that, I'll get a notification on my phone and I will make sure that you are next up for a reading. Um, yeah, I think that's all of how it works. So every night I sort of do a different theme. Every week, I should say, I do a different theme. Oh, you need Cash App. Actually, I do have Cash App. I've got Cash App, I've got Venmo, I've got PayPal. I want to eventually get it through YouTube, but I just haven't had the chance yet. I need enough subscribers first. So tonight's theme, because tomorrow is Thanksgiving, I decided let's do a thankful theme. So I'll still answer your questions, but I'm going to pull a card for everybody at the end of, hey guys, what should I be thankful for? And I'm going to be using this deck, which I've never used on my live reading nights. And this deck is just like super high vibe deck. And I'm sort of going to pull everyone a card that says, hey, what should I be thankful for? Because I think we a lot of times ask, how to get something, I want this, how do I do it, sort of questions. But a good question that we probably never ask our tarot cards is, what should I be thankful for right now? What should I appreciate? Is there a limit for Cash App? What do you mean by that? I'm not sure. I should double check that I even have. Actually, I don't think I have Cash App. I might have lied. I'm sorry. Anyways, but if you guys join me in the beginning, like right now when there's only 3 people, you'll probably get a reading, just because of the sheer number of people. Cool, so let's get started. She's thankful for her loved ones and family. That's great. I'm going to see my family tomorrow. I'm so excited. Hang on. I'm super thirsty all the time now. Awesome. Let's do our first category. So again, I'm going to say category. If you can think of the thing that I'm thinking of in that category, you get the reading. I'm going to see how this goes. I've definitely had pregnancy brain and I've been struggling with it with my intuition. We'll see. Okay. Category. So my husband and I have been watching a lot of Star Wars lately because we want to watch all of them before the next movie comes out. So the category I'm thinking of is Star Wars characters. If you can guess the Star Wars character that I'm thinking of, you get the reading. You don't know any Star Wars characters? No! Darth Vader. I know you meant Darth Vader. Not Darth Vader, not Princess Leia. If it's too obscure, I'll change it, or I'll give you a hint. The main character. Yoda, not Yoda. Kemi, you gotta go watch Star Wars. You see, you know some. Okay, so hey everyone, if you're joining us, how you get a reading is you try to guess the thing that I'm thinking of. The thing that I'm thinking of is a Star Wars character. I will give you a hint. This character is in all six movies, the first six movies. I will also say that this character trained. I should double check that I'm even saying this right. He trained Luke Skywalker, and he trained Anakin Skywalker. Come on, come on. Is it that hard? Is it a gold robot? No, that's C3PO. Kimmy, you got it. Obi-Wan Kenobi. uh, okay, Kimmy, throw up your question. You know how this works. If you guys get the reading, basically you get to ask the question. Apparently that was too hard. Maybe I won't do Star Wars again. Does my coworker David like me? He says it's a risk for us to hang outside of work. He's a manager, but I feel like and you still got it, Kimmy. Kimmy is. Have you asked before I pull a card? Have you asked him to like have a relationship in that way? It sounds like you did because he's saying it's a risk for you, but he could have also meant that in like an employee way. No, I haven't. Okay. So and stick around, guys. I will do readings for about an hour, and then at the very end, if you still haven't gotten a reading, what I do at the end is I pull a card for everyone. Hmm. Interesting. Gotcha. Okay. So my gut feeling before you sent that was that it's not that he doesn't like you, it's more just that I think what you said about it being a risk is very important to him. I feel like for whatever reason he values this job pretty highly and he doesn't want to risk it. It's interesting that you say he's young because I was getting the impression like his energy is very mature. And so that makes sense because him trying to sort of distance that so he doesn't lose that position makes sense. And the cards that I pulled, there's a lot. There's something going on here. Like I feel like it's not all laid out yet. Um, but the card I pulled was unexpected visitors and bone collector. And this card, bone collector, is like about being aware of the experiences around you and like taking in everything that's around you because there's something there and there's something valuable. Unexpected visitors is like there's going to be people coming into your life that are unexpected, and to be open to that. I'm almost feeling like I'm just going to go with it, but I feel like I don't know how to say it. It's almost like I don't want you to pursue him because he likes you, but there's something there that might lead to someone else or another experience. So it's like I'm getting this weird mix of like, don't push him, don't push hard, but there's something that you are following, there's something that you are interested in that is going to lead into meeting someone else and meeting or having an experience that's going to be beneficial to you. So like the only way I can think of describing this is like, you know, maybe there's something about him that is so attractive because maybe he has a lesson for you or has like something in his life that is important for you to know, and maybe it's that he's going to teach you how to be really good at your job, or he's going to introduce you to another coworker. Like there's something there that is attracting you, and I don't think it's worth denying, but I don't think it's necessarily romantic. I hope this makes sense, Kimmy. It's like the only way I can see it is like there's all these little pieces that are floating around, and it's almost like don't necessarily move backwards, don't stop, but don't push a certain avenue because all of these things are still lining up, if that makes sense. But there's something here that is beneficial for you. Something, maybe it is a relationship with him, maybe it's a relationship with somebody else, maybe it's an experience related to work, or maybe friends within work. There's something else that's there that is worth pursuing and is why you're asking this question. And I hope like the main message is don't not pursue it, but don't be stuck on I have to date him because that might not be it. I hope that makes sense. Oh, I want him. LO. Well, and one thing that I say with my readings all the time, I could be wrong. Um, Trust your own gut at the end of the day. I'm definitely not getting a feeling of like you should back off, but I'm definitely also not getting a feeling of like you should be like driving him nuts and asking him to like hang out outside of work because of that mature energy and that he wants this job and he doesn't want to risk it. So for that reason, he might not. It might be like, ugh, well, I can't do this. I told her I can't do this, But if it's meant to be, it will be. If that makes sense. Ugh, I feel like that's such a wishy-washy reading, but like I just feel like all the pieces aren't in place, but they are lining up. So I would say take a more of an observer position. Just kind of, you know, do what you've been doing and see how things line up. I would be interested to see what happens over the next couple weeks. I don't know if he makes a move or again if somebody else comes in or maybe he offers you a position or offers you some sort of training and you end up meeting somebody else. Like he is put in your life for a reason. My hair's so staticky. Sorry. It's like attaching to my face. Woohoo! Okay, thanks, Kemi. Hey, everybody. If you're joining me now, how I do my readings is basically I play a guessing game. If you guess what I'm thinking of, you get the reading. I do a quick little reading. I'm on here for about an hour, and yeah, that's how we do it. So let's. Oh, Kimmy, I forgot to pull a thankful card for you. Sorry, hang on. One sec. I have to finish, Kimmy. So tonight is Thankfulness night. So I'm going to ask your guides, Kimmy, what you should be appreciative for. And I already have a feeling that this card is going to it's going to be in relation to this. Okay. So these are my angel cards. And so this is Gabriel, who is an archangel. And so it says, a challenge you can resolve. Withdraw from the drama of others. Have patience with yourself and those around you. So I'm getting that have patience is definitely in regard to what's going on in this situation. And maybe there's other people in his ear, maybe there's other people he's interested in, but that's why I'm just getting this general message of like, keep doing what you're doing. Don't necessarily stop, but don't necessarily push it. And the fact that it says a challenge you can resolve, I'm feeling like this is all it's all mixed in together. There's lessons about work, there's lessons about relationships, there's like all of this is going to make sense in like a month, Kimmy. That's what I'm getting. Okay. Woohoo. So I would say thankfulness wise, sorry. Oh shoot, where'd it go? I would say, Kimmy, be thankful for the situation you're in because you can resolve it, because you can wait it out, because you have control over it. And I think that's kind of what that card was about. Cool. Let's move on to the next reading. What was I going to say? Subscribe to my channel, you guys. I'm on here every Wednesday night doing live readings. I release new videos on Fridays. I'm trying to remember the last video I did. The last video I did, I reviewed all my tarot decks. So if you're interested in tarot decks, maybe purchasing your own, check out that video. What am I doing? Okay, so I need to think of a new category. My new category is. That's really interesting. My guides gave this to me. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 50. If you can think of the number that I am thinking of, you'll get the next reading. And just for reference, if somebody I've given a reading to before guesses the next reading and they win, I usually have them gift it to somebody else. So not one person is doing the reading like every single time. I haven't seen the number yet. A number between 1 and 50. Some people have gotten close. Should have made it a smaller range. I was like, it needs to be easier than the Star Wars question. Ugh. Okay, I'll give you a hint. It is an odd number. Odd number. Hey guys, if you can guess the number I'm thinking of between 1 and 50, you get the reading next. Odd number, guys. Odd. How's nobody gotten it yet? I've seen like the same numbers. Okay, let's say it's between 1 and 30. I'll narrow it down. 25. Rara Baba, you got it. So, Rara Baba in the pink. Let me know in the chat what your question is, and I will do a reading on it. So, I'll do a reading on that. If you don't have a question, I can also give you a general reading. And then at the end, I pull you a thankfulness card because it's almost Thanksgiving. Hi, how does the person Z feel about me? I feel very grateful about this person. Okay. Let us see. My husband is burning incense. I can smell it. Hello, welcome. I'm giving, I hope I'm saying it right, Rara Baba. Okay, let me pull one more. Okay, sweet. So, person Z, how they feel about you. This card is strength. So strength is about, this card in relation to your question is about, I think that person Z, whatever this person's name is, Z, I'll call him, really sees you as a strong person. And that is one of the major attractors from this person to you. They see you as strong. They maybe don't have that. And well, I don't want to say they don't have strength themselves, but it's something they admire in you, and therefore something they strive to have in their lives. And so I think moving forward, this doesn't mean you have to always be strong. Sometimes it's okay to not be strong, but knowing that that's something that that other person is drawn to is definitely helpful. I did want to pull one card of like, why are you two together? Like, I don't know if you are together, but just like, what is the foundation of the relationship? What is the core of your relationship? And that is rescue. And so I think this card can be seen in a bad and a good way. So rescuing, feeling rescued in a relationship can be good because you can really have somebody that comes in and helps you and gives you the things that you need. But then you can also be more of like I don't want to say damsel in distress, but it's like the negative of wanting someone to rescue you, wanting someone to do things for you, wanting a relationship for the selfish reasons. And so I think your guides wanted you to know this just because it's a good thing to be aware of, is know that line, know that boundary between, okay, when are we actually helping each other? And this actually makes a ton of sense with the strength card. You don't want to be completely supporting the other person and completely draining yourself. And maybe this is vice versa. Maybe um, um, you are completely relying on them and you are draining them. So I think this is just like a core of your relationship that you will always have to sort of look out for with this other person. And I think I love the pulling a card, like what's the core of the relationship between people? Because it's always like it's a strong thing that brings you together, because when you can do it right, it's awesome, but it's also an area that you can definitely abuse and get like caught up in and get stuck in as a couple in a relationship. No, we are not together. Cool. Well, even if you're not together, I think this is still true. This is how this person sees you. And even if you're not in a relationship, just know that don't get into the relationship because you're looking to be rescued or wanting that saving. You know, it should come from a mutual point of we want to better each other, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I like that too. Awesome. So, Rara, let me pull one card. I really like this idea. Okay, it's that card. I dropped it. But I like the idea of asking our guides, what should I be thankful for right now? Because sometimes it's so hard to see that because we're so caught up in what we want and what we need. And so I asked for Rara Baba what she should be thankful for. And this card, this is Archangel Ariel. Where's my camera? Can't, you can sort of see her, but she's in like a library, and it's talking about being reliable, clever, educated, balanced. So your guides are telling you to be thankful for that about yourself. You are smart, you're balanced, you know what you know. I wouldn't necessarily say this is book smart. I'm also getting intuition smart. Um, and so I think your guides are trying to say, hey, you know, just got back from the library. Oh, that's not a coincidence. So I think your guides are trying to say, even in relation to what's going on with you and this other person, it's knowing self, knowing the situation, knowing the other person, knowing if it's right for you or wrong for you, and knowing that at the end of the day, you're smart, you're capable, you are strong. I mean, that's what your other card said. And to be thankful for those things. And so, yeah, your guides are saying to be thankful for that, I guess. I hope that makes sense. Hey everyone, welcome. I've got about 30 minutes left. So basically, every Wednesday night I get on here, I do live readings. So if you want to know if I'm doing it or not, follow on Facebook, Psychic Lauryn, Lauryn with a Y. And I have an event up, and you can get notified um, if I'm on or not. But yeah, I'm trying to think what else. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram. I also teach intuitive coaching through not only YouTube but Udemy. If you want to pay for some of my courses, YouTube is all free, obviously. Um, but I hope you guys stick around, and I hope you guys subscribe. I'm trying to release weekly videos to help you guys understand your intuition, understand your psychic ability. Everyone is psychic. Everyone can learn how to do what I do. Eve, how funny, and just popped in. Happy Turkey Week! Woohoo! And I got the Chaplin movie, Charlie. Oh my gosh, really? That's so weird. Yeah, that is Chaplin on the wall. Here. I love Chaplin. So um my main job is I'm a video producer, so I went to film school, did all that. So I'm very much in love with lots of old films, especially Chaplin. But that, Eve, that's crazy. Like when things like that happen, that's definitely like your guides being like, there's something here, you're supposed to be here. Those are the synchronicities, those are the signs that you want to pay attention to. And a lot of people just count that as like, oh, that's a coincidence. That's weird. But the fact that I pulled the library card and you just been from the library and you just got a Charlie Chaplin movie and I've got Charlie Chaplin on the wall, that's your guys trying to be like, hey, we're trying to get your attention. Contessa from Hong Kong. Huh, I didn't know that either. Hey everyone, welcome. There is no list, so how we do this is we play a little guessing game. I think of a category. You have to try to guess what I'm thinking of within that category. So, for example, we just did numbers. Before that, I did Star Wars characters. And if you guess what I'm thinking of, then you get the reading. If someone else guesses correctly and they had just gotten a reading, I ask them to gift it to somebody else just to be fair. Trying to think what else. I think that's it. That's crazy. Cool. So let me think of a category. Star Wars was apparently too complicated. The numbers worked. Okay. So I'm gonna do, because it's Turkey Week, I'm going to do if you can guess what Thanksgiving dish I am thinking of, then you get the next reading. I'll have to listen to it. It's interesting that you popped up in my feed because I've been thinking about baby names. I'm pregnant, and Eve is like one of the top ones for me. So that's really interesting. So yeah, you can think of the Thanksgiving dish I'm thinking of. You get the next reading. And if you guys really want a reading, just send me a donation through my Venmo, link in the description. And I'll make sure that you guys get a reading tonight for sure. Nobody's gotten it yet. Not my real name. Ooh, that's interesting. Cranberry sauce. Christina, you got it. Woohoo! Oh, Stephanie was so close. Christina, or did I say Cross? Sorry. Christina Corns. Let me know in the chat if you have a question. If you don't have a question, I can do a general reading. But no matter what, I will pull a thankfulness card for you. And you guys, if you want to stick around, I do pull a card for everyone at the end so that everyone gets a reading if they've been hanging around. And remember to subscribe so that you can find me online every Wednesday. Christina. Oh, my couch is so uncomfortable. What is going on between Sean? That's a good question. Okay, I'm going to do. What do they want me to do? Past, present, future, or the bear claw? I think I should do the bear claw. I'm going to do an abbreviated spread. So I'm going to do kind of what I did before. I pull a card for the core. What is it that brings you two together but also like causes serious problems? And then I pull one card for you and one card for Sean. I have no table here. All right. Hey everyone, welcome for joining. Okay, so core of the relationship. I'm getting that this is the core of the problem of your question because this is a more temporary card. So this card is about cleaning house. I don't even know if it's worth showing these cards because I don't know if my camera's good enough. But Christina, what I'm getting is that things are just being cleaned up right now, mentally, physically, emotionally. And so when I get this card around relationships, I kind of see it as a way of like, take a step back, don't try to push anything. Things are getting cleaned up, things are getting sorted out. So it's best to just sort of lie low, observe things, let it happen. Don't try to push anything. And then the other cards that I pulled, it's interesting. I pulled the strength card for you, which I just pulled for, was it Rara Baba? The strength card. And for him, I pulled the One Ring Circus card. So I'm getting that these are the things that you're individually struggling with. I feel like he's struggling with One Ring Circus is all about like feeling like you have to do everything, and it's in the negative. Well, there's a negative and a positive. So the negative of being a One Ring Circus is you do everything, you drain yourself, you don't ask for help, kind of that story. And I think he's struggling with that right now, and he needs to come on to the positive side of knowing that yes, I can be independent, yes, I can do things on my own, but it's okay to ask for help. And it's also okay for him to do things alone. And so maybe that's a point of issue in your relationship. Maybe you feel like there's things that you absolutely have to do together. Maybe he feels like he doesn't have enough alone time in the relationship. I don't know. I'm just throwing out a guess. Um, Whereas we hop over to you and we have the strength card. And so what I'm getting is that you're struggling with your own strength to be in a relationship. Maybe it's just also work related, or maybe there's just a lot of emotions going on and you just feel overwhelmed right now. Oh, we have been separated for 1 year. Oops. Okay. Um, okay. Hello, welcome. So yeah, sorry, I lost track after you said that. We've been separated. So I think that's still the same. I think that while you guys are taking this time to be away from each other, he's learning what independence means. I think you're feeling like, he's probably not around. You're probably wanting to fix things, but he's really enjoying that independence, that alone time. And for him to come back around to you, it's about him understanding that he doesn't have to be alone all the time, that he can have a relationship, that he can be both independent and in a relationship at the same time. That's really hard for a lot of people. And I think it requires a lot of alone time in the relationship. And I think when people don't know how to get that, they feel like they have to leave their relationship because they feel trapped. And so I think right now he's enjoying this time of being on his own, which is hard because that's not conducive for a relationship. And I think you are struggling with feeling strong without him or not. Sometimes I think your definition of strength should not be influenced by him. This should be you no matter what. You should be able to hold your own whether you're with him or not. And I feel like as soon as you sort this inner talk out, as soon as you say, you know what, no matter what happens, I will be okay. I can do this. I'm strong even if I'm not in a relationship kind of talk. I feel like those are the things that both need to be resolved before you can come back together. And so that's kind of what makes sense of why what's going on as far as cleaning house, like what needs to be cleaned. I think it's a lot of mental gunk. For him, it's about understanding that he can be in a relationship but still feel independent. And for you, it's about not being dependent on someone else and finding that inner strength. Um, he hasn't texted in 2 months. Yeah, I'm getting that. I mean, that makes so much sense with this One Ring Circus. I think he's just enjoying being on his own. And, I'm going to ask, why are you asking the question? And I'm assuming that it's probably because you want to get back together. And so, that comes back to the strength card. You have to have the strength to say, hey, I don't want to be in this limbo. This is not fair to me. I need an answer. And by not saying, hey, I need this, you're giving away that strength. You're giving away that power. And so I think this is your guide saying, as soon as you can come to terms with this strength in yourself and be able to say, hey, I want to be in this relationship. Are you here or are you not? It's not okay for you to keep me strung along for this long, and it's not okay for you to just like ghost on me. I really feel like you need that closure, and I think strength for you in this is demanding what you need out of a relationship, and then moving forward with what is said. I kind of feel like his energy is gonna be like, because he's ghosted you, because it's been so long. And the fact that this card is saying he wants to be alone. I'm getting that he's too much of a coward to say what he feels, and he feels like he can't be in a relationship because he can't be independent, which is not true. I think it can totally be possible. Oh, I lost my train of thought. I think you need to have the strength to demand what you need. That's what I'm getting from this card. And by you doing that, and by him realizing, you know what, is it worth my independence to lose this person? He can decide that. You're both cleaning up house by both making these decisions. And right now, you guys are just like avoiding each other. You're in limbo. You're denying yourself what you need and what you want because you're giving away your power to this situation. You're not stepping up and being like, hey, what's going on? Why is this happening? You know, you don't even have to be mean. I'm just being defensive for you. um, but it's basically about, I don't know. I think I've made my point. Um, I hope that makes sense. So really quick, Christina, I'm going to just pull a card of what you should be thankful for. Oh, how perfect. So you got Archangel Jeremiah. Jeremiah. Jeremiah? I don't know. And this card is new beginnings. So I think, whoa, excuse me, Christina, I think your guides are calling you to let go of the past, to move forward, get the closure that you need, and move forward and figure out what this new life and these new beginnings are. Your guides are trying to tell you you have so many things in front of you that are exciting and new that you're placing your life on hold for because of this past relationship. And so it says starting a new life, finding your purpose, a forgiving and compassionate review of the past. So your guides want you to be thankful for the fact that you can do this. Be thankful for the fact that you can start new at any time. You be thankful for the fact that you can forgive people, you can move on, and you can look at the past and not see it as a waste. So that's an awesome card. Sometimes readings just really click, Christina. And even though I feel really sure about that one, just know, if you haven't ever done a reading with me before, I could be wrong. If anything anyone hears tonight doesn't feel right, doesn't sync with you, throw it in the trash. At the end of the day, I always encourage you guys to trust your gut. I always say that psychics are not 100% right 100% of the time. That's so important. I did a whole video on like red flags, like what to look out for with psychics. I think I called it how to tell a good psychic versus a bad psychic. I can't remember. But it's very important to know that you guys, if you don't resonate with the reading, throw it away. It's okay. It doesn't hurt my feelings. Cool, guys. All right. So there is no list. What we do is we play a guessing game. And the guessing game, you try to guess what I'm thinking. And if you guess what I'm thinking, then you get the reading. So like I think the first one we did tonight was Star Wars characters. I was thinking of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Kemi got that. And then the next category I did was numbers. And then the last one I just did was Thanksgiving food. So I need to think of another category. I'm having a brain fart. Sorry, I'm really thirsty. It's gonna be too hard. Okay, so I'm thinking of a vegetable. If you can think of the vegetable I'm thinking of, then you get the next reading. Eve is just over here talking about Charlie. That's so funny. Not carrot, not cucumber, not potato, not peas, not corn, not a pumpkin, not a salad, not broccoli, not tomato. Zucchini. Natalie, you got it. I'll have to look at that. You so Natalie, you got the reading. Let me know in the chat if you have a question. Natalie Lit Kid. Let me know if you have a question or if you just want to do. She's all I keep seeing is you're guessing. Um, Natalie, you got it. Natalie, it was zucchini. So you got it. Let me know in the chat if you have a question, have a situation you want to know about. If you aren't sure, um, if you aren't sure, I can also do a general reading. Okay, you have a question. And then, so what I'll do is I answer your question, and then I'll pull a thankfulness card because that's what tonight's evening is all about. Because we have to go in tomorrow, Thanksgiving, being thankful. Ah. And one thing about abundance that I always say is that if you want more abundance in your life, and abundance doesn't necessarily mean money, it's just when all of your needs and wants are met. That's what abundance is. And one of the ways that we can feel more abundant is by being grateful for what we have. So if you're constantly thinking about, excuse me, I'm burpy tonight. Um, when you're constantly thinking about something you're happy for, you're thinking about your abundance. And with the law of attraction, like attracts like. What you think about, you create. So if you're constantly thinking about things in your life that are awesome, you're going to attract more things that are awesome. And so that's why I love thankfulness, gratitude, exercises, meditations, all of that. Like I had sidekicks saying I was like I had sidekicks saying I was going to write a book. What's that about? Okay, I don't know what you mean by sidekicks, but I'll answer the question of somebody was saying you were going to write a book. What? Oh, sidekicks. You mean psychic. You probably were doing auto or your phone or whatever. Hey, Ash, do you want to come say hi? Come here. Come here, puppy. Let's see if you can see my dog. Come here. Come here, puppy. Put your head up. Put your head up. Oh, no. He's not. Come here. He's too short. Okay. He's looking at me. My dog is communicating with me, and he's like, will you stop and give me attention? Oh, I love you. Come over here. Come over here. Sorry, Natalie, I'm going to get to you. Come here. Come. He's like, you're going to mess with me? Okay, anyway. So Natalie had a psychic saying she's going to write a book. What's that about? Okay. Now, that's part of the reason why I filmed my most recent video, and that was, what was that video about? Oh, shit, what was it called? Hang on, now I gotta look. That's my dog drinking. I don't know if you can hear it. Sorry, I have a point, I promise. About other psychics doing readings on other psychics. Come on, load. So I just did. Oh, I did a video about what to know before getting a psychic reading. And then I also did a video about what a good psychic versus a bad psychic, like how to spot those differences. And a lot of people come to me because they had one psychic tell them something and they're just like, what? And they're so hung up on it. And so sometimes when I read into that reading, which is interesting, sometimes it's that they were completely off. Sometimes it's that they were sort of on, but I've never had it be that they were exactly right. It's hard, but I will still ask. And before I give you the answer, Natalie, I would ask this and see what your gut reaction is. What is your first feeling? If I'm the psychic and I tell you you're going to write a book, what is that gut feeling? Do you feel like, oh my God, what? That makes no sense. That's so stupid. Or do you feel like, what? I can sort of see myself doing that. I would be interested to see how you react, because your reaction probably is that gut feeling, it's your intuition of whether or not she was right. Um, I really don't like reading, but I had three people say that to me. Interesting. Let's see what the cards say. Uh, hmm. So I have cleaning house and details, details. So, Natalie, what I'm getting is that this is what I say about the future. The future can change. So right now I'm feeling like there's some truth there. I feel like there's something in your life that you have the ability to write about. Now, it's a matter of your free will and the future. And so your free will says you have the ability to decide if you want to write a book or not. Just because somebody tells you you're going to write a book does not mean you are obligated. So there is the choice that you have to make of, do I want to or do I not? And so you might decide somewhere in the future, that sounds like fun. Or you might decide, like, no, that sounds horrible. I hate writing, something like that. Um, these cards, what I'm getting is, this is what needs to happen if you were to write that book. And so this card, I've pulled this twice tonight, and this is cleaning house. And so I'm getting that whatever this book is about, supposedly, is something that you still need to sort out. Like, you need to sort out your emotions about it. Maybe you haven't completely learned the lessons yet. Um, maybe you need to still experience the experiences or meet the people, or maybe just find closure around this, whatever it is. Maybe you haven't even gone through this experience to write about it yet. um Details, details. And then this card is saying, okay, if you do feel like writing that book, again, you have free will, that choice is totally yours. You're going to have to focus on the details of writing a book. Like, how would I organize it? What would I, it's kind of like, I'm getting, it's the minute details of, like, okay, I got to get a laptop. I've got to put in X amount of time every day. And it's kind of about the little points to actually execute it and to make it happen. But sort of going back, I do feel like the three different psychics telling you, Kitty, I feel like there's some truth there. I feel like you could write it. Just know that with psychics, that doesn't mean you have to. There's no, like, you absolutely have to do a book because the psychic told you. So I would feel it out. Wait till you feel like you even know what it's about. Right now, do not write a book if you're like, I don't know, somebody told me to write a book and I don't even know what to write about, so I'm going to write about this. You're going to know what it is. If you are going to write a book, you're going to know, because you're going to have gone through something, you're going to learn something, you're going to research something, and you're going to be like, I'm feeling compelled to write a book. Like, you're going to have that there, and that's going to push you to want to do it. Don't just sit down and write because somebody told you to, if that makes sense. Kitty. She's not a poor kitty. She's a demanding cat. She's so lovely. I hope I'm making sense. Um, so yeah, besides you having the subject matter that you're passionate about, if that's there, then yeah, think about, hey, do you want to write it? And if you do you feel like your thoughts are cleaned up enough that you could sit down and write it? And then when you do you understand the details of what goes into that? Do you have your laptop? Do you have set times to do that? Do you know the structure? And I would say, if you're in that zone and if you're still like feeling like, yeah, I could do this, then heck yeah, go for it. But don't ever feel like you have to do something just because another psychic told you. I hope that makes sense. So, Natalie, I'm going to pull one more card for you. And this is just the theme of the night of, what should I be thankful for Natalie? Kitty, you're interrupting the reading. So, Natalie, what can you be thankful for right now? Oh my gosh. This is like the exact same card that I just pulled. Oh, I keep reading where my thing is. New beginnings. So Natalie, I'll read what the card says. Starting a new life, finding your purpose, a forgiving and compassionate review of the past. Although I pulled this for somebody else, what I'm getting that this card means for you, and this is Archangel Jeremiah, I don't know. What I'm getting that this means for you is that your guides are calling you into a new space of learning, maybe. And when I say learning, that doesn't mean you have to educate yourself. You don't have to go to school. Um, this is about a new lesson in life. So, for example, one of the biggest learning things that I had in my life was learning all this psychic stuff. So I was in school for film, yada yada. Sorry, look up at the camera. Everyone wants to see you. Yay. Oh. Um, she's an inside cat only. Anyway, so excuse you, cat. Sit. You can stay if you sit. Um, sorry. So what I was saying is like one of the new beginnings that I had in my life. I was at school. I graduated school, and then I found out about the psychic program, the Aspen program for psychic development, which is where I learned how to do everything that I did. Or sorry, everything that I know how to do: psychic readings, mediumship, animal communication. What else did I do? Reiki, medical intuition, all of that stuff. That's where I learned how to do that. And before in my life, I could never speak about psychic stuff. If I were to try to sit down and write something or create YouTube videos about it, it would just be like book smarts. And so, um, Natalie, what I'm getting for you is that if there is this new book that you're having to do, it's a product of something that you're going to go through in life. You know, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's a job, maybe it's a new skill that you learn. Whatever it is going to be something in your life that is going to help change and improve you. And it's whatever next. It's whatever is next, whatever is next. And so I think your guides are saying, be thankful that this is coming into your life and introducing itself. And stay open, I would say, to all the things that it could possibly be. Um, Woohoo! She's a demanding cat. Her favorite time to cuddle is when I'm sitting on the couch. Huh? All you can see is her little ear. There's her head. Cool. Okay, guys. I'm gonna do one more reading, and then I will do kind of a reading for everybody. So one more guessing game, and then I will pull a card for everybody. So if you want to pay for a reading before I go, make sure to send me a donation on Venmo. I will make sure that you get it tonight. And if you want to find out when I'm going to be on next, I've got a Facebook event up for this on my Facebook page, Psychic Lauryn, and that's Lauryn with a Y. And you can basically find out if I'm going to be online or not. And if for some reason I'm sick or got something going on, I will cancel it and you'll be able to see. If you don't want to deal with that, you can also subscribe to me and turn on notifications. So, and YouTube's really awesome now. You can set the notifications for when just a video goes up or when somebody goes live. So you can get notified about all of that. They're allergic outside. Yeah, I'm sure. There's a lot of stuff out there. We have way too many strays in our neighborhood, and I'm right next to a railroad and a highway and a river. So that's too much stress for me. My dog has already gotten out and ran across the highway and back and somehow did not get hit. So I'm not in a very good neighborhood for animals to be outside. You're welcome, Natalie. Okay, last reading. So category. If you can think of the color that I'm thinking of, you get the next reading. Normally, we have so many more people in this chat by the end of the night. You guys are lucky. It's because I haven't been on in so long. But normally, if you guys want to get a reading and have a higher chance, join me at the beginnings. Once I get consistent again. By the end of the night, we got like 30 or 40 people in here. So think of the color that I'm thinking of. You get the reading. It looks like it's only Christina. No one's got it yet. Oh, my back is killing me. Chartreuse, that's a pretty color. Think of the color. Try to guess the color I'm thinking of. Throw it up in the chat and you'll get the last reading. Nobody's got it yet, and it's such a basic color. Oh, I'm gonna demand a back rub from my husband tonight. Pink, Christina, you got it. Christina got it just because of like sheer. Or wait, Christina, so you already got a reading. So what I do is I ask that you gift it to somebody else, so that we don't have one person. I had literally one night someone would have gotten 3 readings in a row. She was just like that on. So Christina, pick somebody else to hand off your reading to. If you want the reading, throw up your name in the chat room so that Christina knows who to pick. Okay, cool. Christina is picking amethyst. Thanks, Christina. That's awesome of you. I know I forced you into it, but just to make it fair for everybody. And it's nice. Amethyst, let me know. I feel like I've seen you in here before. Am I crazy? Let me know what your question is. If you don't have a question, I could do a general reading, but no matter what, we'll do a thankfulness card at the end. Liz, we're on our last reading. So at this point, if you really want a reading, make a donation through my Venmo. If not, you'll just have to catch me next Wednesday. But at the very end, I do a reading for everybody. So after Amethyst reading, you might stick around and I'll give everyone a reading, basically. Cool. General reading, please. So for general readings, Kat, you're making these really hard. Amethyst, I'm going to ask what you need to know most right now. That's pretty general and open-ended, and it leaves your guides able to talk about anything that they need to talk about with you. So I have a feeling I'm going to pull another one. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. You're welcome. Okay, so Amethyst, I pulled Peaks of Joy. Oh, where's my camera? Peaks of Joy and Ride the Wave. And so I love these cards because they have the same meaning. So I think you just really need to hear this right now. And so excuse me. So I'll describe it with Peaks of Joy. So Peaks of Joy, this card is about knowing that life is up and down. And if you guys, even if this reading is for Amethyst, if you feel like it's for you, it probably is. Spirit likes to work in that way. They like to hit as many of us as they can. So Peaks of Joy is about knowing that it's okay to have ups and downs. And when I say this, I mean it with emotions. Sometimes life is awesome, sometimes life rocks, and then sometimes life is just kind of meh, or it sucks, or it's really shitty, and it's knowing that it's okay to have moments of downness. And it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. It doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. It's knowing that it's okay, that life is not always 100% absolutely amazing. That's hard. That's impossible. And there's something about knowing that when life has more downs and more times of sadness, it helps you to savor the moments of happiness more. That makes sense. And so the second card, Ride the Wave, is very much along that same line. I always like to describe this card in the same way. A wave comes in and it comes out. It sort of, I never know the right word, but it's like when the wave builds up and then it crashes and then it settles. And so that's kind of how life is, and maybe this isn't about emotions, but it could also be I think it's emotions for you, Amethyst, but I think it can also be for other people just about like stress or busyness. Yes, ebb and flow. And so when you have moments in life where things are just chaotic and coming up and crashing down, know that things will settle. And so I think what this card is also saying is that know that these times are temporary and that you can ride them out. Don't try to swim against the current. Be like these awesome little dolphins that ride with it. And they notice that, okay, this is one of those moments in life where everything feels overwhelming. So, what should I do during these moments? I should take care of myself. I should get off social media. I should take a bath. I should do this thing that I know makes me happy, like exercise or something. I don't know. And so I think it's saying go with the flow. Don't try to fight it. And then when you are in those moments, don't beat yourself up. This is normal. And I think for whatever reason, Amethyst, you need to hear that right now. Um, I think other people need to hear it too. So I think that's why these came up for sure. Woohoo! So Amethyst, I'm gonna pull one card for you. This is kind of the theme of the night of what you should be thankful for. Oh, I just came up with an idea. I'll have to have you guys do it next week. Okay, so what can Amethyst be thankful for? Because we so often concentrate on what we want and what we need, and sometimes we forget to be appreciative for what we have. Oh my gosh, everything is new beginnings tonight. Um, so this is a different card, but it's Jeremiah, Archangel Jeremiah, and it's the wheel. And so the wheel, I love this makes so much sense with the two cards that you just pulled, Amethyst. So the wheel in the traditional tarot, it's seen as like you're going in circles, you're coming back to the same problems, you're not making any progress, and you're just in this limbo of going round and round and round and never moving forward. And that's not how I like to see the wheel. The way I like to see the wheel, I think, well, I should say this. That is the wheel in reverse. It's when you're not moving forward, when you just keep going around and around. The wheel upright or in the correct position is like think of it more 3D. Think of it as a wheel that starts like this, but it goes up. I don't know if that makes sense. So even though you're up here, it may look like you're in the same position, but you're actually looking at the whole situation from an above perspective. You have moved forward, and you're seeing it from a new bird's eye view. And so even though it feels like you're in the same spot, my dog is being hyper. So even though you feel like you're in the same spot, you actually have this. Oh my gosh, why is everything falling apart? My earring just flew out. Sorry. So basically, what I'm trying to say is the wheel is about knowing and appreciating that sometimes, even when you come back to the spot that you thought you were at, really understand that you're seeing it from a new perspective. You've been there before, but you're in a newer, enlightened place. So to not beat yourself up. And so this card also just says, new beginnings, end of delays, a change in direction that offers happiness. So I think Amethyst, I think that your guides want you to be thankful for the new opportunities that are in your life right now, even though there's stress and there's depression and it seems like there's a lot of up and downs. Know that life is sorting itself out for a reason. Know that these things are happening for a reason, and it's a reason that is going to better your life in the end. You're going to learn from these lessons. Your guides are not putting you through it just to screw you over. Your guides are doing it to help you move to a higher, better stance of life, if that makes sense. Okay, cool. Hello, happy Thanksgiving. So I just finished reading Amethyst. Thank you, Amethyst. That was the last reading for the night. But I am going to pull a card for everyone, so stick around if you do still want a reading. And I'm going to pull two cards for you guys because tonight we're doing a fun theme around Thanksgiving. What was I going to say? I need to cut these bangs. They are so long. They're not even bangs. They're just like hair. It's in my way, driving me nuts. I'm so staticky. Whoa. Okay. So yeah, pulling a card for everybody here in a second. Before I lose you all, just know that if you want to join me, I'm going to be on here every Wednesday night. If you want to find out if I'm going to be on or not, check my Facebook event. You'll be able to see if I cancel that night or if I'm going to be on. My Facebook is Psychic Lauryn. I'm also on Instagram, same thing, Psychic Lauryn. Lauryn is with a Y. If you want to look into my readings and my other services, check out my website. Other than that, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm trying to get my subscriber base up so I can do my videos full time. So I do readings on Wednesdays, and every Friday I release a new video about metaphysics, about intuition, about how to understand and strengthen your own psychic ability. So that's all about me. I hope you guys will subscribe. Let's do the last reading for everybody. So what I want you guys to do is think of the question that you would have asked if you got the reading. You can throw it up in the chat. You can keep it to yourself, but send me those questions. Kind of send me the energy. Put the question out in the universe. Whatever it is that you're wondering about, whatever it is you're stressed about. I'm going to pull one card and sort of try to answer everybody's with it. So think of that question, send it out to me, and then let it go. Let it go. Did anybody else see Frozen 2? I thought it was good. I thought it was way better than Frozen 1. Okay. Answer to everyone's question. Okay. So, the answer to everyone's question, no matter what you're thinking about, is talisman. So, and I pulled this in reverse. So what this is saying to me, well, here, I'll tell you upright. So upright, this card is about intention, and intention in physical form. So pretend you want to learn how to play the guitar. And no, that's a bad idea. I'm trying to think. Pretend you want to be healthier. And so one of the things that you can do is buy a talisman to represent being healthier. And so that can be a bracelet, that can be a necklace, that can be a crystal. I'm trying to think of, if you were trying to be healthier, what would you put around your house to make you feel healthier? Maybe you make a really cool intention board and put it on your fridge. Talisman is just turning your intentions physical. So making something that will constantly remind you to do whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. Sounds like doing a spell. I think, yeah, sort of this card is like that. I don't believe in spells. Spells are specific to, it's not that I don't believe in spells. Spells are specific to a religion, which is, it's sort of a religion, sort of not. Wiccan, and I'm not Wiccan, I'm psychic, and psychic is without religion. Anybody can be psychic no matter what religion you are. And so, for example, one of the things that I needed when I started becoming more psychic was I needed a reminder that I could get the spirits out of my home, and a reminder to do that, to make an active exercise to get rid of spirits in my home. So I bought a crystal. I bought a big black tourmaline crystal. And so every time I see it, I'm like, hey, I need to remember to get these spirits out of here so I can have clean energy. So going back to your questions and why I pulled this in reverse is I think that we are focusing way too much on the negative. When you're focusing on what could go wrong with this situation, which is what I think we're all doing, you're attracting that. So we need to flip it on its head. Ask the question, why did I ask this question? Pretend you said, why is this happening with this person? You think about all the ways you're catastrophizing. We want to get rid of the catastrophizing. We want to get rid of all the negative intentions and negative thoughts. And you want to think about the best possible outcome. What do you want out of this? I want to be healthy. I want to be free of this situation. I want to be rid of this person. I want to be with this person. Think about the absolute best possible outcome and set that as your intention. And that's the thing that your guys are trying to get at is stop thinking about the negative, because when you think about the negative, you just attract the negative. So think about the positive. Flip it on its head. How can you view this in the positive? And then assign something physical to it. So not only do your guys want you to turn it into something positive and a positive intention, they want you to have a physical reminder. This can be a sticky note that you put on your mirror. This can be a reminder that you put in your cell phone. I use an app called Affirmations, and I put anything that I need to constantly think about or have a good intention about, I put it in there, and it filters through intentions once a day. And so every day I have a new intention to remind myself of. You carry your black tourmaline in your bag. Nice. So I think everyone, for whatever your question is, notice what you're doing that has negative thoughts around it. So if it's something that you want, something that you need, focus not on the horrible outcome. Don't focus on the worst case scenario. Focus on the best case scenario and set that intention. Christina says, I want my husband back. So Christina sets the intention, I want to have this good relationship with my husband. That's an awesome intention. If she's constantly thinking about the positive, that she wants this, she's more likely to attract it. And then go a step further, is what your guys are saying, and have a talisman, have something to remind yourself that this is what you want. So every time you see it, you're like, that's my intention. I want that. It's not even about I want that. I'm going to get that. Or I should make a video about intentions because sometimes they're misused. Intention is basically think of it as a positive prayer. I am strong. I am capable. I make a lot of money. I do this. Those are intentions. And when we focus on the positive, it's a lot easier to attract that than when we say something like, I'm poor. I'm never going to get with this person. I'm never going to have a relationship. Those words are a lot more damaging in our head than something that's positive. And this is all, again, back to law of attraction. What you think about is the reality that you create. And it took me a long time to figure that out, but it is so crazy true. So true. It's mine and I deserve it to be mine. Absolutely. Whatever it is, you deserve it. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for. Oh, wait, no, I didn't do your thankfulness card. Sorry. Did I? No, I didn't. Okay. So that was kind of like to answer your questions. So the theme of tonight is, guys, what do we all need to be thankful for? Everybody that's watching, what is that final message that we need so that we can move forward focusing on the positive, so we can move forward on focusing on abundance? That's all what Thanksgiving is about. That's all of what abundance is. When you think about all the things you do have, you're thinking about the positive, you're thinking about the awesome things you have, and then you attract more awesome things. It's crazy how that works. Okay. Interesting. So this card is be thankful that you can change perspectives. So this is about perspective. This is about knowing that you can see that there's a better way. It's knowing that you can pause. It's knowing that you can reflect. It's knowing that you can receive insight. I think that's what this card is about. So this card is about being thankful for being able to change and being able to ask new questions, being able to reflect, being able to make different decisions and find better ways. I hope that makes sense. But our guides want us to know that at any time you are not stuck. At any time you can change directions. At any time you can stop. You can take stock of what's going on and you can figure out what is going well for you. You can change perspectives. And I mean, that's pretty awesome. That's something that I would never think about being thankful for. The fact that at any time I can change perspectives. I think that's an interesting card. I'm going to have to think more on that. Awesome. thank you guys for joining me tonight. Unfortunately, I am wrapping up. I've been on here for almost an hour and a half, which is a half an hour too long. But I love doing this. And if you want to join me next time, I'm on here every Wednesday night. I do live readings. Fridays, I've got new videos. So if you want to not miss me, subscribe and hopefully you'll get notified. Again, if you join me in the beginning, you're more likely to get a reading because we have more people towards the end. I know that's not the case tonight, but it's because I haven't been on in like a month. So, um, yes, I think that's it. Besides that, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram. But most importantly, please subscribe to my channel. It would mean the world to me. Trying to reach more people and help them with their psychic abilities. And basically just empowering you all to trust your intuition and debunk a lot of stereotypes and myths around psychics. Awesome, guys. I will see you next Wednesday. Have a great night. Have an absolutely awesome Thanksgiving. Remember to be thankful, to appreciate your abundance. Gratitude is going to be the key in manifesting anything that you want. Awesome, guys. I'm going to head out. Good night.